I found something more terrifying than the check engine light just being on. It's that when you don't do anything to fix it, and then it turns off. You guys ever watch your car just give up? My car realized I've treated the check engine light the same way I treat it when like one of my kids has a stomachache. You know, I'm just like, oh, well, we are just gonna have to hope that is nothing. We don't have the insurance to find out whatever this is, so hopefully it's just gas. Or not gas, whichever car or kids, whichever one is worse for them. I don't. My wife does not like that joke. She's like, maybe don't tell people that we don't take our kids to the doctor. I'm like, maybe don't tell me how to do my job. Thank you. I don't tell you how to do your job. And not just because I'm not qualified to do it. She works for a nonprofit. She does like rent assistance, homelessness prevention, incredible work. I'm just like, I don't come down to your job. I don't tell you how to pay all of our mortgage and bills and car payment. Maybe don't tell me how to make fun of our children to rooms full of strangers for sometimes money, okay? Thank you. Thank you. I really enjoy being married. I just feel so much more grown up now that we're actually married. We were together for a long time before we actually did it. And just the jump from girlfriend to wife, it just, man, feels so much better. Like instead of saying stuff like, my girlfriend keeps telling me to get a real job. Now I say my wife handles our finances. See? Me is the same thing, sounds way more grown up. It's much better like that. We have 2 kids. Quick round of applause if you have kids. I don't know if we do this already. Yeah. Good amount. A round of applause if you don't have kids. Round of applause. That was almost the same volume, and there was like 3 people here without kids. There's an energy level difference that you gotta kind of take into account. You know? I'm like, round of applause if you have kids. Every time somebody's just like, didn't count towards the volume. We have 2 kids. My daughter is great. She's a spitfire. Here to give you an idea of her vibe, she's 3 years old in this story. We're driving, she's in her little car seat. I'm driving on the freeway. I go to change lanes, and I'm looking over my shoulder. See, oh, there's a car behind me, so I had to like swerve back, and the car like kind of like jerked like this. 3 years old, she goes, "Nice one, genius." She knew like 20 words, and she used 3 of them to hurt my feelings. This is crazy. She is 7 years old now. She's in 2nd grade. That means she had to do, when everything shut down, she had to do kindergarten on Zoom. That's brutal. Like, that's not how little kids learn, you know? Like, they need to run around, they need to touch stuff, they need to just be gross, and just in general. And they're doing it on a computer screen. We've had 2+ years. Adults still have no idea how to use Zoom. And they want little kids to like log, but like to her credit, she was just great about it, because little kids, they'll adapt to whatever, you know? She'd come downstairs, she had her little laptop, she put on her little headphones, and she logged in at her little desk, and the teacher comes on, and is like, "Good morning, everybody." You know, like, I don't know what her headphones are plugged into. Like, I could hear everything. As any parent in here knows, if your kid is focused, you do not mess with it at all. You do not. I learned that lesson early on. I was like 18, and we're like out to dinner. My uncle and my little cousins were there. We're at a restaurant. They had these two little, they're like, they're like 5 or 6 years old. They had broken open a salt shaker and poured it out, and they were just taking turns, which was eating the salt with their finger. And I look at my uncle, I'm like, are you gonna stop them? They're like eating salt, and he goes, shh. He's like, it's not gonna hurt him? Be quiet. And I did not get it until I had kids. I was like, oh, I get it now. You just be quiet. That's why being a stand-up comic is a perfect job for a parent, you know? Like, you do a joke, if it gets a laugh, like, that's great. And if it bombs, silence is good too. That's okay too. But yeah, she did. She logged in Zoom kindergarten. If you guys didn't have to go through Zoom kindergarten, I'll give you a little peek of what it's like. Here we go. Teacher comes on, all the kids are in the meeting, and it's just 8 hours of a kindergarten teacher just saying kids' names and trying to get their attention. That's it. 8 hours of just Avery, Avery, Avery. No, unmute Avery. Unmute, Jackson, not right now. Jackson, turn your screen back on. I know you know how. Jackson, Avery, we're not done. Jackson, other for 8 hours. And somehow my daughter learned how to read. Like, it is crazy. Like, man. I don't know how these teachers adapted. Give them the Nobel Prize or the Medal of Honor, caramel milkshakes, all of it. Give it all to teachers, you know? Anything but more money. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. Pay the teachers, please. They are doing, it's crazy the amount of work they do because kids just have so much energy. My son, it was tough to get, like, because I thought I could do it in the beginning. Everything shut down, and I was like, there's no comedy. I could be the teacher. And my wife laughed in my face. I was like, what? It'll be fun. Like, we'll reconnect. We'll do science projects. We'll do experiments, like little field trips. I'm Miss Frizzle. I'm Miss Frizzle. This house is the magic school bus. It's gonna be the best. 3 days into it, I was just every substitute teacher you've ever had. My kids woke up so excited for the day. They're like, what are we doing today? I'm like, well, I have a headache and we're watching a movie. That's what we're doing.